Yesterday, hi, good evening, everyone. Yesterday, I forgot to record for my class, and then I was talking until 15 minutes later. Then I asked my student, "Is he recording?" Gerald, Gerald and Tianyu and Hanling, you took your student performance appraisal for the last 2 months. You have seen your student performance appraisal rating. Sorry, because this student performance appraisal is every month. Your mommy and yourself will know what you're supposed to do, your attitude, behavior in class, handling your homework, your attentions, your behavior, and your characters in the class. So, like, very simple. Okay, today we're going to go through. Gerald, are you there? No, I'm very OCD. I'm so sorry. Please show me your face. Because at the end of the day, my Laoban will look at the video and ask me, how come your student never turned on? And this is where some of the parents will look at it. All right, so today is lesson 9.
Picking up something.
Peanut?
I was picking up something so you couldn't see me.
Yeah, because you see 这边有一个美女要看你们嘛，不要这样啦。哎呀 ，okay, let's go. Okay, serious joke. Welcome to my class, Wei-Jing. Okay, so this is a trial class, but you have to participate in a certain way. Do you know what you're attending, Wei-Jing? What are you attending?
Is it writing?
Yeah, what kind of writing?
Like, I don't know. My mom just told me writing, and then I just like.
But we are teaching French, no? We're not English, no? Are you in the right class? Okay, so I'm going to start French. Monsieur, bonjour le French, là? Are you taking language? Are you taking French also?
No.
Do you take the language?
No.
Oh, okay. The halfway through, I'll be kind of cool master there. Right? So this is or you want German also okay? Gush, Fleisch, Dusch, Deutsche Vorlehrstaff, philanthropy and volunteerism. Oh no, it's supposed to be changed already. I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be changed to sports and poverty. Okay, quick one, rating. What is sports and poverty? Gerald, have you picked up your peanuts already? Can you show your face? Thank you, Gerald. Thank you. What is sports and poverty? Rating.
But isn't like these two things are not related?
These two things are not related. Are you sure?
What?
Do you think are they related, sports and poverty? Do you think it's related or not related?
No.
Okay, thank you. Gerald, do you think are they related?
Huh?
Do you think sports and poverty are related?
Sports and poverty. Mostly no.
No, not related.
Not very related.
Okay, so Wei-Jing, you know what is the meaning of poverty, right? 贫穷对吗？贫穷啦 very poor 啦 like Uncle Raymond, you see, I'm so poor until my head got no hair. 这叫做贫穷 Okay, Tianyu, do you agree sports and poverty are related?
What is poverty?
贫穷
Not really like closely, but it's indirectly related.
Let's see. Okay, never mind. Let's see how true it is. In fact, they are very closely related. Especially later we'll discuss more. I'm waiting for Hanling to come in. I don't know why it's not here. All right, so never mind. I'll move on to the essay that we have done so far. Gerald, are you ready to read the whole essay? Then we close up the gaps, okay? I think you're the first one to read. Last week essay, Yeah, okay, last week essay. So Gerald, let's go.
Are you from the top?
Yeah, the introductions. Thank you.
Okay. Introduction. Volunteering is not an obligation but a choice. Most people would not realize this, but deep down in their minds, they do have a rough idea of this concept. Choosing to volunteer would be the first fundamental step in realizing why we need to volunteer our assistance and aid to the society. Volunteering has always been the point of difference for people who wish to find the key to acquiring world peace, which is through helping the less fortunate, bringing all who are unfortunate a little glimmer in their lives. For instance, when you see a crying child on the street, you would instinctively think of reaching out to him or her, even if you have the most diminutive amount of empathy and sympathy.
So your introductions give you the AIMS, the AIM, atmosphere, the interesting statements that I will say that something here, and then the motivation line, volunteering has been acquiring peace. This is very motivating. And the last sentence itself here refers to your suspensions that you are going to talk about it on the second paragraph. So you must create the hook, HOOK, a suspensions to let the person to continue, 拭目以待 to read on to the next paragraph. Okay, 瑞景, you know sometimes you watch K-drama, Chinese drama, right? 那种连续剧 right? 为什么你要从第一集要看到最后一集呢？因为每一个 episode, right, they will have a suspension. They want to create your interest to continue to read on to the next, maybe next chapter or the next episode, right? So next one, Gerald.
Firstly, volunteering can bring about meaning in life. This has been proven true, as you can see how multiple billionaires do donate money to charities, even if it is for their self-gain. Nevertheless, it does bring us something to do when we are bored or have free time. At the same time, the needy also receive help and assistance.
To be honest, I forgot, I just realized. Okay, thank you for
Hi,
submitting.
Shaw.
Hello, hi. I know you're fixing your camera. So, Gerald, you see, for this writing, fair enough, that is this short. By right, you're supposed to add more to it, okay? Right, so hopefully you can add more to what you say. For example, your title is volunteering can bring meaning in life. So we have to give just not like that, but at least one example. How meaningful? Is it by doing charitable works or philanthropy work, or go and help out in your VIA? Is this considered part of the volunteering? The second paragraph, please.
Secondly, volunteering can boost our self-esteem and satisfaction in life. This is shown through how it makes us feel better when we help others. We feel satisfied and contented. It would be a good activity to indulge in if you need to relax or cure someone's depression.
So last month, rating is we are talking about volunteer and philanthropy. The word philanthropy 就是大慈善家，就是人家捐很多钱。Like you are super rich, you and your husband are super rich. Then you donate some money to very poor old folks home, 孤儿院, all these, okay. Like the world we need one another. So every month, rating, we have different topics. Right, so this month we're talking about sports and poverty later on, but this is the last month homework. So lastly, so I would prefer that all of you, when you're writing this kind of essay, it's good to use firstly, secondly, thirdly, lastly. Okay, or you can use last but not least. All right. Oh my goodness, I'm supposed to give you, Gerald, those 155 magic words. I will give it to you all next week for you. Okay, so sorry. Tian Yu and Hale, tomorrow you guys will get the words tomorrow. Okay, so in case I forget, let me know that those words are very super useful to link up to all the sentences. So this is like one of them. Lastly, my dear.
Lastly, volunteering do bring about more kindness to the world. We all talk about the caring and embracing what we want, but no one realizes that volunteering and caring for the needy is one of the most crucial steps in this. It can start with just one person spreading with the butterfly effect. In conclusion, volunteering is a win-win for both the volunteers and the ones receiving help. It is an easy solution for many social issues such as boredom, meaning it could be a solution for a problem you are facing.
Hey, sir, this one is not conclusion, right? Is this your conclusion? No, right? 要偷工减料啊！要骗我这个老昂哥啊！ I was thinking this is your last point, but you see the butterfly effect. Remember last week we talked about the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect 不是蝴蝶飞呀 ，these are not the song 不是鸳鸯蝴蝶梦 This butterfly effect is like something that is good in what they say is like a spreading effect to bring. But my butterfly effect is different. It can be have you heard of this rating? Butterfly in your stomach. I have a butterfly in my stomach. Have you heard of this before? 就是肚子痛对吗 Right. So what you meant by butterfly effect is like something that you have bring the good things to others, or just like spreading. No, butterfly got two types. One is like a moth, right? 就是那种很难看的蝴蝶 very ugly one. Some people say the moth is like 人家死掉，那个魂跑去那个 moth, then I visit you. Oh, one day if I can do. But you put here, right? In conclusion, right? Sorry, here, né? But that's why I was here. Is it like that? Now in conclusion, I think you have. Okay, so in conclusion, you did lah, Gerald. In conclusion, okay, let's go. Hey, you say in conclusion. Sorry.
Huh?
So, yeah, you read already. Thank you. Okay. So conclusions, usually you must sum up all the points that you have mentioned and tell people that, okay, because the topic, wait, where is it? Where's my title? The title is this: why do we need to volunteer our service to the society? So every time I will get a passage, usually I'm so sorry. My passage is not for Sec3 or not even international student. I do teach international students in Suzhou. I'm being by Zoom or this. But sorry, usually my level is to prepare for all of you to university. So if you say for Sec3, sorry, you are wrong class. I'm very serious. When I say the word serious, means serious, okay? So if you say, Uncle Raymond, I'm here for Sec3, then sorry, you're wrong class. My aim is for all of you. So sometimes when I took a passage from other place, I will use it a bit 1 or 2 level higher up. So the 3 of you, sorry, raising, it's not because you're not important. 3 of you, listen carefully. I'm going to launch my 4th book, which is a creative writing skills. That is somewhere in May. So please, you are in my creative class. Jolly, one of the 3 of you, you better give me 1 good essay to put inside my book. I'm serious. So Han Ling, Tian Yu, and Gerald, you got to find a good essay to put it inside. And once it's there, your name will be there, and the book will be given to you free of charge. Okay, so I'm going to collect all the good essay and put it inside. Okay, so that's my 4 books. I'm getting my ex-student to design the book cover and everything. Okay, so one of them, you know, right, Han Ling, will be Guoren, right? Guoren, remember the poem? Yeah, the Genshin girl. Okay, come, Han Ling, your turn. Please read your essay, please.
Kindness. And all these things in life can't only be earned, and no matter how much money, you most likely cannot buy it. Through volunteerism, such emotions can be brought about for both the helping and the helped. More importantly, you can give back to the society that provided you a place, and hence volunteerism is important. When you see a crying child in the street, you must feel that moral obligation as a human to help other humans in times of need and render your assistance.
So we agree that last time we used a sample like a child fell down on the street. 瑞景 of course you will go and ask, 你有什么事啊？有没有痛啊？需要帮忙打电话，你不可能讲小弟弟你死掉了吗？你还没死啊？怎么你不死？哎呀，为什么你跌倒不死的 ？No right, you might laugh, you say, seriously? 世间上有这种人吗？ You really got this kind of humans? Of course, the first thing when you see 老奶奶跌倒, you straight away go and help her, right? This is 不用你的那种什么 the what rocket science or the what the AMAX, the algebra or the bio or chemistry to do this. This is a nature things that you need to do when you see someone fall down. It's a stranger to you, but are you willing to volunteer your service? Okay, that's very important. You see, Uncle Raymond is also a police officer, but I also have a first aid. I'm a police officer, seriously. Okay, so as sometimes there's one time when I go to work, I saw a resident drunkard. Boom, 跌倒。我很讨厌人家喝醉酒了 ，but it's my duty. I cannot say 哇喝酒活该死了，死掉没人管你。No right, I will still go and say, are you okay? What happened to you? Can you sit down? Can you don't move? Because he already fell down and hurt himself. The next thing I call is 995 at the ambulance. Then of course the police will come. Usually when I call ambulance, the police will come. So this is volunteer. I'm supposed to go and work with you. Okay, next, Han Ling.
I have to read the whole thing.
But then?
Firstly, society gives out and should give out to people in need, and in return you should give back. Like Master Wu Wei said, all must come and go in a cycle. Like many other things, volunteerism is part of a cycle, and volunteerism is necessary to ensure the prosperity of the country. If no one volunteers, there will be a missing gap in the cycle of society, and society cannot function. Through volunteerism, people can be helped even without the use of any money.
That's true, no? What you say is true, no? Volunteering is not just money. You can render your service your helping hand, like volunteering to donate blood, especially the Turkey earthquake, to donate blanket, you got extra blanket, 现在我们 don't you realize, Rui Ling, 我们真的身在福中不知福. This Chinese idiom, why not idiom proverbs? We're living in a very nice comfort zone. It's time for us to show our true color of being a human beings, which is to help others lah. In terms of volunteering, a lot of things can be done. Like, volunteer your teddy bear, right? Seriously, I mean, I believe, I just realized the latest update of the Turkey earthquake, Gerald, 50,000 people died. And about 500 plus of children or so are homeless. Either their parents are dead already due to earthquake or something like that. And these children are going to be out of school, no job, no study, like how? So that little teddy bear will be keeping them warm and caring. Okay, so we should thank God that we are living in the country now so peacefully. Back to you, second point, my dear.
Secondly, and most importantly, volunteerism cultivates young talent and values. Through volunteerism, many people, especially young people, can learn values firsthand through giving back to society. But participating in such activities, we can see firsthand the troubles modern people face and how we as members of society can help them alleviate their issues and offer our time and devotion to all their assistance.
It's true.
With their assistance.
Yeah, it's true. Because you see, a volunteer not only cultivates young people, rating. Now imagine you and your husband every year, you go and donate food, you go and help the poor. Then 你的孩子也是跟着你去, right? Then next time 你的孙子也跟着你去. So it's like you will pass down this kind of volunteerism, this kind of good things to the next generation. Then people say, oh, 那个瑞景爷爷奶奶他很好. No, imagine now you're 90 years old already, right? Then you cannot, maybe too tired. So your children and grandchildren, I think no need. I will represent you to go and help out, Then when they come back, you ask, hey, how is it? Then they will show you picture or even show you video. Hey, hi, 瑞景奶奶你好, that part, 人都会老的嘛，对不对? Correct no? Okay, the thing is that when we are old, we can leave a legacy. This is what Han Ling is mentioning. It's a legacy, right? 文明百姓不是永垂不朽吗？还是什么and then we live for many generations the names. Okay, next one, my dear.
Lastly, more manpower in needed areas is always welcome. The extra hands at the orphanage, more people pitching in reusable items, and even small donation sums can all benefit causes in society and are still tied to volunteerism. Everyone has the ability to volunteer, and with our time, we should give to help a greater cause.
Hey, I agree. This sentence, I just reread again. And it's true, no, Han Ling. Everyone has the ability to volunteer, even the person who is handicapped, even the person who has, who are Down syndrome. It's Down syndrome, like, wait, 就是那种IQ 很低的那种. Recently in TikTok, I like to watch TikTok, especially until 1, 2 a.m. Seriously. And I pick out a lot of things from there, to be honest. Sometimes I watch TikTok, I can cry one. There are some who are very, very sad. So there's this TikTok showing a Down syndrome girl who purposely employ people who are also Down syndrome. And that shows how touching it is. Doesn't mean that you must be super rich, super famous like Jackson Wang, or 还是鹿晗, or you name it, or 还是奔跑吧兄弟那些celebrity.
So you know the Jackson Wang thing, right? He came out in one of our questions for our chemistry exam, of which I love. Yeah, no, they just had every single chemistry exam. Our teachers have a tradition of using Jackson Wang as a name inside one of the questions.
You mean
like Jackson Wang? Wang. The setter. It's a tradition for the setter to use Jackson Wang.
Why don't they use Han Ling or Uncle Raymond?
Not that famous. Oh, you have to understand. There's a few Uncle Raymonds that are famous, all of which are not you.
Next. I know. One of them is Uncle Raymond, the TikTok. I don't want to be famous. Okay, joke aside, honey. I don't want to be famous. Seriously. I want my student to be famous in the right thing. That is my aim. True or not, Gerald? Right. I don't want to say, oh, you mean that student Gerald, the terrorist guy who bombed New York City and Tokyo?
Terrorist?
No, right, Gerald? Correct. I said, oh, Gerald, that guy who is the OCBC CEO or Citibank CEO, that is something. that I want my student, and it's true, now I have been teaching for 30 years, and in school for 7. I have students already 30 plus, some of them become daddy already, become mommy already, all right? And some of them are doing very well. In fact, I got one student who is a Burmese student. I just saw him in the Facebook. He's going to be a father. Okay, he's now in US, earning good money. And his brother is now my good friend. When he came to Singapore, he can't even speak English very well. Okay, seriously. And he was being bullied in school. And now you see the way he talked to me, hi, just like you already. Hello, Uncle Raymond, got slang in the American slang, Wow, that's cool, man. That's the way I like to talk. Cool. I love it. Seriously. Okay, thank you. Let's get to the conclusion. Haling.
In conclusion, volunteerism assists many large aspects of our lives and sometimes can solve major issues in society. One man alone is weak, but 1,000 together is strong. We must stand together, especially in times of need, and volunteer our help to society.
I think
volunteer our help.
I like that is that, Rui Jing, sorry, today you're new, not because I want to target you. I don't want you to feel left out. 你懂一只筷子容易折断吗？但10只筷子不容易折断来。Then Rui Jing will say, Uncle Raymond, I'm attending your English class. Can you speak English? Okay, sure. One stick, easy, broken. Many stick, not easy, broken. It's like, what?
When you should attempt to speak English.
Actually, the tuition is not the tuition. Oh my God. Aling's going to get angry with me, man. Look at his face, man, and tell me. Okay. So Rui Jing, this is how Uncle Raymond class work. When I need to be serious, then it's serious. Because, after a hard day work at school, it's so stressed with you. You don't want the teacher to be, okay, Rui Jing, please read, this one, I tell you, oh my God, Jesus Christ, this is damn freaking boring. Sure that, right? If you want me to do pole dance, I also can dance pole dance. I'm a break dancer, okay? Yeah, just like make sure. No. Okay.
How many poles do you think you can break within a single pole dancing session?
At least Uncle Raymond that cannot break the pole dance. This Uncle Raymond can break pole dance. That means 你看别出心裁嘞，你都是天地武林的。Okay. Let's be honest. I think let's joke aside. You see, the effect of one and too many is totally different. The more the merrier. There's a saying, too many cooks spoil the soup. Not true. In fact, 2 brains is better than 1 brain. That is called feast spot rating. Okay. Just to give you an update, what is feast spot? This is feast spot. Okay. Feast spot 就是说你有一个蛋糕，你给你的妈咪，你妈咪很高兴，对吗？ Your mommy will love it, 对吗，Rui Jing? Wow, thank you, 女儿很乖，谢谢。But what happened, Rui Jing? You make a beautiful cake on top of the topping, like say your mommy likes strawberry. And then your husband bought an LV bag for your mom. Then your 2 children make a birthday card for your mom. Isn't it very nice? I think it's the most memorable, especially your mom is celebrating 70 years of birthday. 70大寿. I think this is the most. Now you understand. The famous feast spot is actually to 点化, to beautify the compo, the essay, to tell people 我有墨水. I'm able to use, especially 老外很喜欢用这些 famous idioms. Like you see, I went to Beijing, surprising, that was many years ago. I went there twice. So they thought Singaporean cannot use 成语 to talk. And guess what? I use 成语 to talk to them. And I say, wow, 想不到你是新加坡人，你还会用成语跟我们沟通对话。我说没有啦，麻雀虽小，五脏俱全。我是很小的一只小鸟，我不是老鹰。我说中国好像是一个很庞大的，不是老鹰。他就讲，我也明白的，中国是一条猛龙。You see, so the choice of words is more powerful than numbers. To be honest, okay. If I say you are number 1, the number 1 can be the 第一名，还是后面的第一名，对不对？ Agree? But I say, rating, you are damn awesome. You're really a good person. You see, awesome and awful is 2 different meanings, right? Usually when you say a person awesome means good. Where got say awesome means ugly? 对不对? You get me now? So this is, I hope you understand. Using feast spot is really very important. And very surprising, these 3 gentlemen, Gerald maybe started for 2 months. Tian Yu and Han Ling already for 1 year plus. They seldom use feast spot one. Okay, then this is the SMART. SMART stands for the setting, the main character, atmosphere, reason, and title. As you can see, the student here, they already like seasoned, like brainwashed already. They know what to do. This is supposed to be like that. And by the way, 瑞姐，我在教你哦，不是 just for academic. I'm teaching you in the whatever you learn is in the real life, applying to real life. I think that's more important. True now. You can get A1, 90 upon 100 or 100 upon 100 in academic. But when you go out to the real world, you cannot apply, imply, supply, and reapply. It's useless. Right? It's a one elephant. So I hope you understand. Okay, let's go. Can you your turn?
We live in a cruel world. Despite it being cruel, there is still a side that people don't really see, the good side. Everyone only loves to see people's mistakes. No one will pay attention to what good deeds you have done. You can cure people's blindness, but if you make a video about it, people will criticize you for using them to make videos. Though despite having many negative impacts on this world, there will always be a good side. For example, volunteering. Volunteering is a part-time or full-time job to help others without expecting a pay. What does volunteering bring? It brings a magical, special one in a kind thing called happiness. Happiness, how will that benefit me? Well, happiness is something special. It cannot be bought using money. You can be the richest man in the world but still can be depressed. Happiness is like time. Both are limitless like our solar system. That also means that the limit to how much we can help others are not definite. Who cares if you have $0 to help others?
You don't have
You don't have to spend money just to make someone happy. For instance, when you see a crying child on the street, you'll feel emphasized for the child. You would do anything to try to help the child, though some people would just leave the child alone.
So you have a very long introduction, Daniel, okay? But I still accept it because I think it's good because for the past 1 year, last year, you really got blockage, brain blockage, mental block as in don't know how to start. Now you see, boom, you can do it. So you see, you have to be practicing very hard. So there's no shortcut in writing. The more you write, the better you are. I know in school when your teacher say, hey, you never listen to teacher, man. I told you don't write so long introduction. Why are you doing that? That is the problem. That is a serious problem for teachers. In fact, we as a teachers, as educators, as a mentor, as a tutor, okay, we must encourage our students to give their best. Seriously, just a chef, if you are teaching a 徒弟 to how to cook, even the things 太咸太淡还是什么, is you everyone start off, hey, come on, Tianyu, don't tell me the teachers never make mistake in their life. When they start to become a teacher, they also have to go through a lot of process. Right. So to be honest, I think the past 1 year plus you have been enjoying the process and you feel writing is a breeze because I got that inspiration, the AIMS. Remember the AIMS, aspiration, inspiration, and motivations. All right. So let's go for the first lead. Thank you.
Firstly, kindness is a natural thing. It comes by natural instinct. For example, what is the difference between a king and a horseman? Why does one sit on a throne while the other sits on a horse? The answer is instincts. Instinct is something everyone have, just that the ability to use it is different. It is different. Some have natural instinct like having faster reaction or helping someone instantly when they are in need of help.
I like this example, but so what does this example got to do with volunteerism?
I don't know. I just thought of it from a show I watched.
No, my dear, you can't. Imagine, if your son asks you, Daddy, I want $50. Then you ask your son, why you need the $50? Because I want to do donation. Then the next question, what kind of donation? I want to donate to the terrorist group. Why? Because I don't like America. I want to bomb them because they keep scolding China.
Relatable.
Relatable. Hey, hello. Hey, please, this recording, okay? Seriously. I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo, play back that footage. Play back that footage. We need to catch them in 4K, 60 FPS.
I really get sick and tired that these people has been blaming China for this and that. I have students say, because you are Chinese, you support Chinese. Yeah, obviously, what? Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I mean, did the Chinese people go and kill more people? In fact, we as Chinese, we have been suffering for so many donkey years, from the Opium War to the World War I to World War II, the Tan Song Ye Ming, so many dynasties, and so people are attacking us. Did we do anything wrong? Go and attack people? We are helping people, and yet people 反过来咬我一口说你们中国人华人怎么样？ my ancestor from China also. Okay, 我会饮水思源呢。 Nothing wrong, huh? Wei Jing, correct? So when I went to China twice, I visited the Gugong. Can you imagine, Wei Jing? I got this time machine. How I wish I go back to the China history 去见那个皇帝。哇，就算我做太监也爽。To help the 皇帝, Because Uncle Raymond is also a history teacher, so I love history, especially China history. My favorite, especially 我的宋背景，我的宋是宋朝的宋。So 我对宋朝的 history 很兴趣。So sorry, my dear Tian Yu, you put the king and horseman, you can say that a king sit there to ask the horseman to do a job, right? Volunteer to do something. But you can say a king sitting there has the authoritative to do something. Maybe they ask a horseman to donate the food. In the past, the king, there were two types of kings. Right? One is a very evil king who took away everything. The other king is that when there's a disaster, natural disaster, the king will distribute all the food to all his people, his subjects. So you can use this as an example. So you can say volunteer already started in the ancient time, in the medieval time. And we are talking about British people. Okay, we are talking about kings and knights. So I thought these kings and horsemen is related to the medieval, the knights that they are kings. One of the best king, of course, we know is King Richard and King Raymond. King Raymond, I'm not really that, but King William is quite not bad. King Richard is the best so far.
Kaiser William Wilhelm II.
But there are some kings that are not very good. I think King Raymond was not really that good, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm not referring to, it's a real history. Okay, so in British, in England, their history is also at least 1,000 or 2,000 years. Okay, so let's go to secondly.
Okay. Secondly, kindness and rude is like Satan and God. Kindness being the God and rude being Satan. Kindness acts can help people remember that the good deeds you have done. So what if the people on the internet flame you for making video about curing people's blindness? That's what the people on the internet thinks and care about. While the people you help will be grateful that you existed and even be more grateful that you acknowledge their problem. They might just thank you continuously, crying out joy tear and constantly smiling at you. But deep down in their heart, they will remember the kind deed you did for them. They'll definitely remember it for the generation and even century.
You miss out the you miss out to there's this masterpiece of the art, the dragon. You forget to put the two eyeball of the dragon.
What?
It's just like this paragraph is very good. But you forget to give the example of Mr. Beast. You must give the example, just like this example, like Mr. Beast will do that. You know why? If I'm an examiner and marker, I would like to know who is it true now? Because such person, man. So if you add M to that, the person might go and look up for more details.
Oh.
And careful, you know what I mean? And so it will be good. If you can say Mr. Beast is a good example for curing people. In fact, he's doing the kindness and volunteer to donate his money as a philanthropy. But if you want to put Satan and God inside here, who is a Satan? Is Mr. Beast a Satan or God? To some, he's a Satan, right? You want to do evil things. To others, they are God. So if you bring kindness as God.
How is giving other people money Satan?
Yeah, there's some motive.
No, there's some people.
When
you're on Twitter, anything's possible, HL.
You should remember.
Okay, fair enough. When it comes to Twitter, don't even bother.
Money is the root of all evil. I think you heard this before,
yeah.
Right? It's the root of all evil. It's actually money is not evil. No? It's the mind that is evil. Get me? No? Seriously, that's how you feel it. So this is the reason why we are doing this kind of creative writing. We want to train. It's not about how much knowledge you receive. No, it's about how much that through this knowledge, you can 变成黑白分明. It's not the knowledge. Oh, I read a lot, 1,000 books. Oh, well done. So what have you learned? I learned to be a good person. Oh, do you apply? No. Why? Because I'm scared. I have no chance. Then the knowledge is way too useless. You need to apply, imply, and supply. Right? You need to apply your knowledge to imply what you have learned and supply out to others. Then you gain knowledge. Then you will gain the experience. By writing this, everyone can write. You can memorize a good essay. From us, we can tell, oh, this essay is plagiarism, or this essay is copied from someone or others. But when you write like that, I know this is from you, Tian Yu. But you 少了那个点缀，那个 now the beautified, like, you know, you make a cake, you forget to put the icing on top of the cake. You mean by okay, so thank God you're now Sec3, but you're moving that to the direction for a B3 and A2. But you cannot put Satan and God, okay? I expect you to tell me why you mean kindness as God. Say example like Mr. Beast. Then who is the Satan? Satan will be like very rude that these are the anti-fan, anti-Mr. Beast who say this because they are jealous. The 7 deadly sin. Okay, last but not least.
There's a problem, okay? There's an anime called The Seven Deadlies.
In a Christian as a Christian, for my Catholic, we usually do not want to read all this. You know, there are some people, wait. You know Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter. I got students, they are not allowed to read Harry Potter. Have you come across? I mean, you are coming from an international school, a lot of Christian, right? You know, there are some Christian people who are anti this kind of wizard and witch. They say it's anti-Christian, so cannot watch this kind of movie. Wow, very far-fetched, right? They even can't say the word S-H-I-T, no? They cannot say. So how do you say? Can you imagine rating? You go and tell your teacher, I want to go poo-poo. Oh, no, they cannot use the word S-H-I-T. It's a sin. It's a vulgarity. Seriously, how? So, 公说公有理，婆说婆有理，其中道理在哪里？ Who is right and wrong?
But seriously, I don't use it also.
No, it's nothing wrong to use it because some people will use the F word. Some people will use the word B word. You know the B word, right? Like a yeah. So is that make them a bad person?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't look at it seriously. I don't look at it. So are you saying that people with tattoo will be a bad person?
Not really. That one is different because that one is art.
Nonsense, my dear. If you go back to time machine in the 1970s, they are gangster. 黑社会老大. You see?
Yeah, but like depends on how they look, depends on their face.
No. In the 1970s, if you have tattoo in your body, good luck to you. You're confirmed secret society. So sorry. Different generation, you know what I mean? So your generation will take it as art. When I see tattoo, especially as a policeman myself, sometimes I look at the person with tattoo. 我会有那种 biasness, you know, prejudice to look at them. Okay, say, wow, you know, but I can't. But you tell me it's art, nonsense, man. 你妈妈爸爸生你出来，你去犯这些 tattoo 做什么? Why? I feel that people who put on tattoo have lack of self-confidence. Seriously. That's what I think. Okay, Gerald and Tianyu and Haning, that one is we can argue next time in other topics. That's me. But people who say these kind of words, yeah, you don't say it's good, fine. But that doesn't mean that these people who say this kind of word will be bad person, or does that mean that people who don't say this kind of word will be 100% good person? 听过吗？挂羊头卖狗肉。A book cannot judge by its cover. Because Uncle Raymond has seen all kinds of people. I was a discipline teacher in the school before, right? I have students who are very hypocrite. I have students who are very real. So it's nothing wrong. As long as don't be prejudice against someone, correct now, racist, I think it's fine. So I cannot take people who are biased, racist, or bully. Okay, let's go back to the next one, my dear. Lastly,
kindness can be done by volunteering ourselves to help each other. To help others. We can volunteer to help clear old people flat or paint old HDB flat which have elderly staying in it. If we don't like to paint, we can also cook for people. Mass producing food and packaging them into smaller package and give them to homeless people, migrant workers, and even people you see on the street. This will definitely brighten up someone's dark gloomy light, like being their sun to their moon.
Yeah, and not being their sun to the moon. It's like become a nice, open up the horizons. Just like the sun not setting, the sun is coming out in the morning, the dawn, not the dusk. They're coming out. 所谓那个不是夕阳西下，是那个日上，不是日落。So that part is like a horizon raising up to show the energy level. Excuse me. By helping others means it's a good cause. But sometimes people take it like, you know, honey, People are doing it is for what reason? There might be a ultimate motive, hidden agenda. Back to you, conclusion.
Conclusion. Kindness is something that most people like. Yeah, once it is out, it will not make one but both parties happy for the day. Kindness is like a gift from the God to the human. Helping someone does make you feel like a God, not meaning that you have control over them, but rather you are very helpful and like to help others. Kindness may come to an end in the future, though once it happens, the world will collapse into a new world that is just war and cruelty. May our future generation continue our kind acts or do kindness acts.
I like your last sentence. I like your last sentence because you are reassuring and emphasizing that, look, whatever I say for the last 3 points before my conclusions is that to tell people you're supposed to do this and that. But in my conclusion is that it's no point in talking so much and showing the path to you what to do. If you are not going to pass these good things to the next generation, it's useless, it's hopeless, it's meaningless, it's redundant. So it's just like you see, you know, these 3 years, I think you have seen in the real world. You know, people tell you, I don't know whether your Ye Nai Nai or your great grandfathers ever tell you how bad the world suffered during World War II. I seen that my grandfather will really suffer like really, I really want to use the word SHIT, like really very bad. And even my father who went through that kind of things, how the Japanese slaughtered the Chinese and killing. So I feel about it. So now I know war is ugly, is bloody, is nothing but wasting all resources. So same thing. All right. If you had seen these 3 years, your children and your grandchildren will ask you, like, Nai, you went through the COVID-19. How was it feel? You can relate the story, you know, and tell them during the 3 years how you went through. But for your kids, never went through COVID, they will never appreciate. Just like you and me, we never seen the World War II, how the Japanese kill, atrocity and genocide, all these things. We do not know how to feel like Nanjing Datusa, right? I think we all know. So it's so sad that, you know, that kind of killing. But until today, why there are some people who still not accepting the Japanese, or vice versa, the Jews will not accept the Germans? Because this is where our dear friend Tian Yu talk about. Generation will remember. You cannot let history be bygone. Bygone be bygone. Cannot. Remember, you can forgive that person that made mistake to you, but you will never should forget what he did to you. Because there's this thing called once bitten, twice shy. 对吗？一时被蛇咬，10年风什么，对吗？你听过这句话吗？你说一时被蛇咬，10年就是怕什么蛇 ，something like that, right?
一朝被蛇咬，10年怕井绳。
Or from a person who cannot do Chinese very well, but can tell me very good. Thank you, honey. Okay. So thanks for this one. Now let's move on to this month topic. How is sport a way out of poverty? Okay, let's talk about rating. Please read to the class, please. Thank you.
Sports programs can reduce poverty by promoting health, education, and diplomacy in developing countries. The Foundation for Global Sports Development creates and supports numerous programs around the world to uplift children through sports.
There you see, how can you say sport cannot help children from out of poverty, 贫穷？各位大哥大姐。We definitely can. Agree now, honey? Right? Which one that comes to your mind? Sports will be football. Agree now? Rating, right? Will be sports like this football, right? And in China, do you know a lot of 贫穷, very poor family in rural areas? Is it true that they go through gymnastic, right? Gymnastic, the sports, right? Basketball, all these things, to get rid of poverty, and they have a chance to study. And it's true, right? Sport can provide healthy body, give you education. Also sports, remember the best example will be, do you agree with the rating? Olympic game. True? Imagine this country, just like Joseph Schooling. You know who is Joseph Schooling, right? My cousin. Hanling will be, 他什么人都是 cousin. Sorry, Hitler is not my cousin now. Hanling. Okay. So Joseph Schooling, okay, Joe, I'm just Joe, it's not my cousin. So Joseph Schooling, recently they say he's going to pull out of the SEA Games this year. So you see a lot of things, you know about Joseph Schooling, right? Last year, someone say that he took drugs and then because of that. So is it really that bad of him taking drugs? Or is it because of this Joseph Schooling got a gold medal that people know, wow, such a small country, Singapore is not part of China. Singapore never snow, only the snow city will snow. That is Singapore. People thought Singapore is part of China. Remember when this North Korean leader and Donald Trump visited Singapore? A lot of other countries is so gullible thinking that Singapore is part of China. So Olympics is the same thing.
Huh?
Yeah, seriously. It's so gullible, right? There's these people feel their geography. Very sad. Huh? So you see, Rachel, now with all these Olympics, does it really help to bring up the good things of everyone and get rid of, eradicate of poverty? So let's see. Okay, let's read the next one, Rachel.
How can sports help your youth face poverty? Other important way that sports can help reduce poverty is through large international sporting events. Being able to hold such event in a community's area can be a boon for commerce of that area and lessen poverty.
This underline this word, highlight this, boom, is a beneficiary. There's a question asked in a Hwa Chong paper before, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. What is the boom and bane? You know what is boom and bane? Have you seen this before? Which call the advantages and disadvantages. Rating, you can copy down. So they will ask you, what is the boom and bane of social media? That means what is the advantages and disadvantages? Boom is supposed to be a good thing. Can you, Gerald, Hanling, please write down. I just sent to everyone. So when you say boom means, Gerald, it's good thing. What is a good thing of social media? Have you seen this word before, Gerald? Gerald, so now can you see it? So the word B-A-N-E, you can Google now. Bane means something that is a negative, that's no good. So you won't be surprised there will be this kind of question asked you like that. They say, what is boom and bane? Never heard before. So it can be a boom for the commerce of that area, lessen poverty. So imagine Brazil, 2016, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 2016 or 2015, they host the World Cup in Brazil. And Brazil is one of the most poverty-stricken space. A lot of people are really out of job. A lot of children can't even survive well. So with this World Cup, they are supposed to bring better income to the Brazilian people. But after the game, all the stadium become white elephant. Are you going to put the stadium to open up the stadium for those homeless people to stay? No way. Tuna. So what is the point of these big Olympic games or big World Cup games? But it doesn't really help. Yeah, initially it might help, but later on, sorry, the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer. And back to this. So the only way to get out of poverty is these people knows that, oh, I can play football to get out of poverty and have education and live a better life for my family and for myself. So I work hard and play football. Or maybe I work hard to do swimming, to do long jump, to do 100-meter sprint, whatever it is, to get away. So because I got no chance to study, so I have to use my physical, my body to do something like this, to improve my well-being. So you see, so this is what I meant by sports for people, for young. Seriously. Which country? Most of the time is Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and these are the countries in the North and South America, or even in Africa as well. Okay. Last one, Rating, last one. Let's go.
How does poverty affect participation in sports? Participation in our key programs. People in the most deprived areas are much less likely to be involved in clubs, 9%, or high performance sports, 7%. 43% of high performance athletes are in the most affluent areas. The results were very similar when we asked athletes where they lived and where when they were 16.
So why 16? Just like your age and Rating, Hanley and Gerald and Tianyu. This age is the time where it's most prominent to do like a sponge, right? To see 所谓近朱者黑，近墨者黑, right? So you see, just like whatever you see, monkey see, monkey do. So if this group of 16 years old, know where to get the right things, like choosing a right spot, and then they are out of poverty. And imagine one of the coach or one of the person, adult will find that this person play very well, swim very well, run very well, or play basketball very well. He might slowly, surely, right now, slowly, surely, and definitely will groom that person up to become a star, to become a sportswoman or sportsman. This is where there's this Senegal player from Liverpool. His name is Sadio Mane, M-A-N-E. I'm sorry, I can't really pronounce his name, so sorry. So he come from a very poor family. What happened? He played for Liverpool. All his friends are in the team. Everyone drive Lamborghini, Ferrari, Mercedes, live in expensive houses, okay? Wear expensive watches, eat expensive food. You know what happened? 3/4 of his salary went back to his village to build hospital, post office, and he give every household $500, no, and make and have Wi-Fi. Give them not a second-hand laptop, no, a good laptop for the children. Wow, this is 真的五体投地，我崇拜他。You know what he said? Because when he was so poor, he wanted to play football. The whole village, listen really, the whole village go and buy a second-hand boots, 那个鞋给他穿，而且那个 second-hand boots 已经有破看 ，here a broken here and there, no, the shoes, not a perfect shoe. And then when he started to wear and play for the club, everyone was laughing. 哎呀，这个穷光蛋，哎呀，连鞋都买不起，哪里会踢好足球？ But he proved everyone wrong. You see, he proved everyone wrong. It's not about the knowledge how to kick the ball. It's about the passions, because he know that through sport, I can get rid of poverty, and through that he proven. Trust me, you go and read Sadio Mane from Senegal, one of the African country, one of the poorest country. Then you ask me, Ray, okay lah, you tell me all these things. What got to do with my study? What got to do in real life? So in real life, these are the very good example. We must what? Eat humble pie. 听过这句话吗？Ray, 我们做人要谦虚 Okay, humble pie. So this morning, I had lunch with my friends. One of our friend, he's a master degree. He show off, no, waiting, say, I master degree, no. Huh? How come the company treat me like that? You know what my friend told him? You master degree so big deal. You're also a human being. He thought his master degree already will not get retrenched. You know what's retrenched? 被公司裁员. Sorry, this word doesn't go around for you, right? True or not? True or not? So this is what I meant. So this paragraph and the previous paragraph that you read is to tell you that how sport can convince everyone that can get rid of poverty. That can convince you that sport is one way to not only get rid of poverty, to get rid for these children to have a better life, a better living, a better education, a better, most important thing, a better future. So you will always have to ask me, so why do I learn this sport and poverty? Because we know that when we understand this kind of concept in life, you are going to have 3M. Waiting. I'm able to have matured mind. When I have a matured mind, I'm able to motivate, to manage, to write better, to convince, in real life, to convince. Just like reading, imagine you're a marketing director. How to convince you that the customer should buy Android phone and not Apple phone? You know, everyone are buying Apple phone. My whole family are using Apple phone, except I'm using Oppo. And you know, 30 years or 40 years, you can ask your parents, when people say made in China camera or phone, 没有用的，中国的东西很烂的. But now to see, who say China's product is bad? You must have faith. When you embark on something, you must have faith. On my table here, Lenovo, Oppo, Huawei, and Xiaomi, you name it, it's all made in China. Seriously. Not because you are from China, I support you. I'm so sorry. No. Okay, 我做人不是这么虚伪的. Okay, why? Because I realized that 风水轮流转啊，你真的是投对胎了，你懂为什么？50年前呢，你投胎，你可能是被冷落了，对吗？你懂我们的祖先老奶奶要把那个三寸金莲 ，Can you imagine how you walk? You think you still have the luxuries to study now? No, man. True not. You can ask your grandmother, they are so poor thing, they have to suffer and all these things. So you see, same thing. So who say what you learn is not true? Because you guys are the next generation, the next leader to transform a better world for every single human being on this Mother Earth. That is the thing. So when you're reading all these things, it's not just to get A1. I say sorry, you come to the wrong class. Okay, why? Because you see, whatever I say related to this one. Gerald.
Hello.
Yeah, let's go.
How does poverty affect youth sports? Rural children who still play sports spend more hours on free play and competitive games. Wealthy children participate more in dedicated practice and training. Parents from low-income households reported that their kids spend 12 hours a week on sports, 1 hour more than youth in the high-income homes.
Wait. Sorry, Uncle Raymond. So imagine, waiting, I'm you. So Uncle Raymond, it doesn't make sense. This one is related to what I'm studying, the sports and poverty, and what I'm writing got to do with real life future. What got to do with this paragraph in my life? Look at this. Poorer children is willing to spend hours to play competitive game. They knowing that a hungry man is an angry man. They know what is the meaning of hunger. Have you ever tasted hunger for more than 2 days? Have you ever tasted that 1 week you never bathe? Have you ever tasted that one whole month there's no electrical lighting? We don't, but they know. So wait, then you always have to ask yourself, so why I ask you to say that? Because the more you passion yourself, you make the story more interesting. You understand, always put yourself into the person positions, the shoe, then you understand. Because we as a marker, we know how the person write. You see, 你听过人家唱歌对吗？瑞景，有些人真的是唱到会流眼泪，为什么？为什么听的人也是会流眼泪？因为他投入啊，懂吗？他投入，他不是唱 for the sake of getting the prize， 他唱的投入，对不对？是很重要的，就算很简单的。In 2 months time, there's this song called 天下的妈妈都是一样的，你懂吗？ What is so special about these lyrics here? When you say what could you do? Because the lyrics 包含在 when you know no matter how you're going to pay back to your mother, you'll never pay back your mom who has lost so much blood during the process of giving birth to you. You were never able to pay back to her the 10 months when she's pregnant holding you as a baby. The amount of agony she went through. 这笔账你来世才还的。So the same thing, when you're doing this kind of thing, you feel it 12 hours a week on spot. No pain, no gain. Have you heard this before, right, Gerald? Right, no pain, no gain. Then they say practice make perfect. Nonsense, waiting. It's perfect right now. It's perfect. Practice make perfect. This guy is not 12 hours every day. They have every time they have to kick a ball, maybe try the penalty kick, the free kick, the whatever kick, they have to do push up and all these things. You see? So the same thing. The more you write, your parents' life will get longer. My student cannot understand this. What, sorry. What do you mean the more I write, my parents' life will live longer? Because the more you write, means you are very affluent. You are well known. So your parents say, 你看我儿子，你看我女儿真聪明. You feel good. So once you make your parents happy, it's better than any other medicine in the world. Then the best vitamin is not about vitamin A, C, or from the pharmacy that you buy. The best vitamins that you're going to give to your parents is your result as a well-educated person. 就是这样. A well-educated person not necessarily must get a master's degree or PhD. A well-educated person or social responsibility person is a person like this, who is able to handle the things well. Sorry, I've been coughing a few days. Means that you must be an honest person. That is the most important, okay? So let's move on. This is the real one that you look. How sport programs can reduce poverty. Look at these people. Look at the way they say they are playing on the sand, hard ground, don't have a proper football field. Gerald.
Sports programs can reduce poverty by promoting health, education, and diplomacy in developing countries. The Foundation for Global Sports Development creates and supports numerous programs around the world to uplift children through sports. Access to safe and educational sports opportunities can prepare children and entire nations for success by teaching them valuable sportsmanship, and conflict resolution skills.
Unless the sport is like badminton, badminton also can double. Okay, table tennis also can have team. Swimming, the only thing swimming also can team. So in fact, most of the sport we require teamwork. So with this teamwork and also the programs to create, the cultivate, what all this is. You see, imagine like the one I told you, the African player, Mende. Okay, he really thank God that he's able to go through this process, and the whole entire village bought the boots for him to play. And there's another guy in Croatia. Yeah, I think in Croatia. He was actually an immigrant. His grandfather was killed during the refugee 逃难, like now Russia and Ukraine fighting. So during the process, he saw how hard their life is. Today, Luka Modric for Croatia. I think you know the last World Cup, they were playing semi-final. Okay, he came from a very poor family also. Went through a refugee camp, and finally he knows the suffering and he's helping back to the country. Croatia, the population is the same as Singapore, about 3 to 5 million, not very big. And how come such a country can develop good soccer players? You see, it's all about a system. Take note. What we are learning here, children, it's not about writing like firstly, secondly, thirdly, because in real life, I worked in multinational company before. Okay, before I was teacher, I worked in a bank before. I'm talking about bank like Citibanks and big banks before, and Fuji Xerox and others company. So when you meet these big bosses, their mind is already trained to big things. So in order to do big things, you are supposed to write all these things. All these writings is actually it's not about knowledge, right, rating. It's about how are you going to apply, imply, and supply your knowledge. It's not the knowledge that you receive. It's how are you going to use this knowledge in your advantage. So you need to write, not just writing, come on. Same thing, you need to study math, science, geography, history. Can you tell me, if you are studying math, you know photosynthesis, right, rating, right? You know it's photosynthesis. You're not going to buy a wonton mian. Ask the uncle, you know what, uncle, photosynthesis is about sun. I think 那个 uncle 讲，哎，小妹，你要是干的还是辣椒，不要辣椒，你跟我讲 photosynthesis 做什么？对不对？
Your noodles need to photosynthesize and then they're more delicious.
Okay,
that is not how science works. I
dydx?
am not a bio student.
Okay, how about dy dx? How about the velocity space? You're not going to use this.
Yeah, please do not bring that up.
Correct, not all right. I know, because you are suffering for these few weeks of math. So rating, you mean by something. But it's the language is the most powerful that connect people. You see, Albert Einstein, the E equal to MC squared is well known throughout the world. But it's then when he say that, my friend was in a uni. He said that to one of the mother. It's a very real example in US. Let your child imagination to run wild. Sadly to say, my generation when I was in Singapore, we cannot have this affordability. 我们读死书. But now you see the education in Singapore start to evolve and change. It's a right thing. Because, Wei Jing, are you the only child? Well, high five, man, bro. I'm also only child. So 我跟你讲啊，要风得风，要雨得雨，对吗？要风开风扇哦，要雨开那个小哦，哇啦啦啦啦，小雨凉。所以我跟你讲啊 ，being the only child 很可怜哦 ，very boring。有什么苦都自己 right hand talk to left hand 。No, so you have a lot of friends. Well done, but not for Uncle Raymond. No. When I was young, I was being bullied very badly. Very, very badly, to be honest with you, super badly. So, but anyway, thank God I'm over. So being the only child, you know, okay, your friend cannot be always 24 hours with you. Let's be honest, correct now. So you can imagine next time, when you are elders, that time, you have to take care of your parents, right? Do not. But when you have brother and sister and siblings, it's different, right? You can so-called share responsibility. So now, you as an only child have to make a lot of decisions. That's where your educations come in now, you understand? It's no more you go and tell your father, mother next time 20 years. See, Uncle Raymond taught me sport and property. Okay? I hope you understand. Now let's go. The foundations for global sport developments. This one is a very important topic, huh? Yeah.
The Foundation for Global Sports Development. The Foundation for Global Sports Development began as an organization called Justice for Athletes in 1996. Thursday. The foundation delivers and supports initiatives that promote fair play, education, and the benefits of abuse-free sport. For more than 2 decades, the foundation's central focus is empower youth by encouraging young athletes to speak up about emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. The foundation also awards scholarships and grants, coordinates educational programs, promotes gender equality in sports, and collaborates with countries offer sports to opportunities to children with socio-economic disadvantages. In March 2021, the foundation collaborated with International Table Tennis Federation Foundation (ITTF) to support grassroots projects that help participants learn problem-solving skills for broader community issues through table tennis. The Foundation for Global Sports Development models how sports programs can reduce poverty by sponsoring children and teaching them valuable skills from a young age.
So Han Ling and Tian Yu and Gerald and Wei Jing, what got to do with table tennis got to do with problem solving? 打乒乓嘛? Right, why should we got to do with problem solving? Because every sport require a few things. Discipline, self-confidence, and a most important thing, believe yourself. It's not about winning. I always like to, recently I read a TikTok, 日本人喜欢讲必胜啊，东方必胜啊，日本人不是日本 ，sorry Japanese。我们中国人华人是东方不败。I just realized that 东方不败好过东方必胜 ，because victory means you die must not every games must have victory 对吗？瑞姐 ，right？ But 如果我是东方不败，就是我不要败 ，I don't want to lose out. So in order not to lose out, can we have a win-win situation? 聪明啊，孙子兵法。Then you always have to ask me, 瑞姐。Uncle Raymond, so okay lah, what got to do with the art of war got to do with my study, all these things. Next, problem solving. The more you write, you're developing your brain power, just like imagine 瑞景 Bank Private Limited. So 你有银行，你看你讲你懂积少成多这句话 right? Every day you put 10 cents in the bank. For 10 years, you know how much is the bank, right? So 现在 imagine 中国人有 1.4 billion 每个人给你一块人民币，你懂你是大富翁了，对吧 ？Right， 未雨绸缪 ，the same thing. Okay, wait, my elder son is 28 years old. From young primary 2 until JC, he already wrote 8,000 sentences. My daughter 6,000. My younger son now is 11 years old. He already wrote about 500 over sentences. Why? So when it comes to compo writing, it's like that. Just okay from there. Rating. May I ask you a maths problem sum? Ready? Unmute. Okay. In half a second, you must give me answer. Ready? Unmute. Unmute your mic. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. You must unmute your mic. Must tell me the answer. Okay. Ready? Okay, go. 2 times 2?
4.
Wow. It's like, come on, Uncle Raymond. 如果你 set 3 2 times 2, 你还要 take 5, 10 seconds to 想 something wrong, right? 对不对? But when your son is like 3 to 4 years old and tell a boy 2 times 2, straight away he will like that count and less than 5 seconds he give you answer, okay, right? You懂意思吗?
Yeah.
You know what's the purpose? When you learn timetable, that time, you are really very young at the time. You see, you got problem, right? You have to remember 3 times 3, then you have to use your finger, use your leg, use your toe to count, right? But now, why can you do that so fast? Is it you have been perfect, practice make perfect? So there's no shortcut in life. Now I tell you, ready? 2 times 2 minus 1 times 1.75 square root of 4.
Stop.
Either you use Brodmer's, right? You use Brodmer's or some equation, 对吗? 对不对?
Joe, what do you have to bring up math? Why?
I hate math.
My math test today. I don't want to do math anymore.
Me too. I don't like math. So I'm giving you an example. 明白意思吗? I'm just giving you an example. So there's nothing, no, even though I don't like math, I still have to pass my and then become a teacher. You see? I feel one of my math, in fact, my whole life is manjiang hong, the math. I hate math. I really use the word hate math, but I know math is to train my brain, okay? So sorry, I'm just giving an example. Back to you, can you, early childhood benefits, let's go.
Early childhood benefits. Sports often teach children how to resolve conflict peacefully and respectfully. Conflict-affected area may particularly benefit from sports program because sports can teach children to overcome differences and work together as a part of a team. According to Relief Web, in 2019, 1.6 billion children, 69%, was living in a conflict-affected country, a situation that continues to intensify. When children develop the skills to resolve conflict peacefully in their adulthood, they can serve as peacemaker across a conflict-ridden nation.
I disagree, no. I don't totally agree with this paragraph. In fact, there
You
are
can't
people
just throw children into a war zone.
yeah, I don't think sometimes sports can do that, no? Because they're not true. I've seen people who use sport to become more bloodier, more grotesque, more violence, more inhumane, more cold-blooded through sports. So I only agree to a certain extent that is helpful, but not all. So Rui Jing, do you play sport now? What sport do you play?
Soccer. Football, basically.
Man, what's the difference between football and soccer?
Sometimes I
Is
say
that Americans say
yeah,
soccer, we
American
say football.
I thought you're gonna say football and soccer, the spelling are different. Hey, technically you're not wrong, right? True or not? So Rui Jing, should I say football or soccer?
Football, job, football.
I don't know. I say football, but my friends say soccer, so I just say soccer.
Do you
They
know
are
American play
American.
football? Do you know American play football?
Yeah.
Football, as you know, they put the helmet, the American football. Then they take the ball like a nut like that. You know, like the rugby type of, yeah. Sorry, actually we are supposed to follow the British English. Sorry, I know you are doing the American spellings like you ain't gonna be right. You ain't gonna be right. Ain't A-I-N-T, right? Gonna is in G-O-N-N-A. So this part here, everyone here is speaking. There's like color. Either you spell C-O-L-O-U-R or C-O-L-O-R, right? So C-O-L-O-R is American spelling. So I'm sorry, we are teaching here the British concept, British English. So that is by right the Queen Elizabeth or not Queen Victorian English, the real Shakespearean English, if you want to talk about it. So if Han Ling, Gerald, and Tian Yu were to write soccer in the compo, and their essay rating, their essay is supposed to send to Cambridge, you know Cambridge, England, to mark. And if they write soccer, the examiner may not like it, no, they will mark them wrong. I'm so sorry. And you know, in American, Han Ling would like to pronounce as anti and mountain.
It was instinct back in the
And
day.
semi, right? Semi is the American pronunciations. The actual word, okay. Rui Jing, how you pronounce this word? D-A-T-A.
D-A-D-A.
D-A-T-A.
D-A-T-A. D-A-T-A. Data.
Data. You know Australian people, how they pronounce?
Data. No,
You know that?
I don't know.
And
Is it-
Australian pronounce as the data. You see?
Okay.
So how? Does it make it wrong?
Nah, just pronunciation.
No, it's different country, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they here in Singapore, they will find it, you know, you're trying to be, I hate to use the word try, they say you're trying to be extraordinary. You are born in this generation, is okay. Imagine my generation, if I'm going to read like what you're reading, all my friend will point a finger at me. You know which finger, you know, huh? Okay, to me, seriously. Now you understand my generation was really sad. It's really abusive generation. Trust me. And have you ever seen a teacher in your school beat up a student using a cane or ruler? No, right? No, right? So far? My time, my teacher will usually use a ruler and hit my head, pull my ear, pull my hair, pinch my cheek, or even pinch my ass, or hit me with a ruler and a cane. Seriously, that is the generation that I grew up. Next, can you sports program?
Sports program can only promote health and gender equality. These programs keep children active and often include code interaction and relationships that help children learn to treat people equally, regardless of gender. Sports program may even give children who excel at sports the opportunity to turn sports into a career and potentially support themselves and their family. From early childhood, sports program can reduce poverty by encouraging diplomacy, boosting health, advancing gender equality, and opening doors to career opportunities.
Yes, that is the one. Do you know in Singapore we got the sports school, right? You know,
Yeah.
sports school, right? So this sports school actually helps a lot of potential people. But sadly to say, Gerald, are you in? You know the sports school here in Singapore, CMI. Sorry, this recording cannot make it. I don't know. So far, I don't know how well they're doing. So when they come for competitions, when I brought my student for competition, surprising is the school like ACS, Hua Chong, or Zhongzhen are doing. Not many of the sports school students win a lot of awards during my time at CDIT. So again, sport is a way to help a lot of people, not all, majority of them, to not only get rid of poverty, but to have a more comfortable standard of living right now, to have a more, not only comfortable livings, but at the same time to give them an edge to others so that they will never be stay on to a low income. Because rating, these some of the topics, they are related to my Sec3 and Sec4 because they are doing social study. Okay, I know your school will not do that. Social study are so-called a compulsory subject for all the government schools in Singapore. They have to understand how to use a social study in a Singapore context. So they must do it. So sometimes when I related this to the social study, most of your classmates, they will understand because they need to know. At the same time, this is part and parcel of the curriculum. Okay, all right, let's go on. Gerald.
National development. On a national level, sports programs can raise awareness about social issues and public health. For example, in 2014, the Federation Internationale de Football Association teamed up with the World Bank and the World Health Organization to raise awareness about Ebola and help combat the outbreak in West Africa. World-renowned soccer players participated in the campaign and as popular icons. They spread awareness about preventative measures to protect against Ebola. Sports programs can also improve public health on a local level. Coaches often help children adopt a good hygiene practices and understand the importance of physical activity and nutrition. Sports programs may even serve local economies by creating jobs in coaching and mental fit.
So you see, the FIFA is the World Football Association, work together with the World Health Organization to get rid of this disease called Ebola. I think it's a monkey, right? A monkey disease, right? Hanling, is it? Got to do with the monkey, right?
No. Ebola is actually the infection of like raw meat. The infection of meat is very common. No, it's not. It's not. I remember I watched an entire trilogy about Ebola, bro. There's a YouTube documentary that's very, very useful if you want to understand Ebola. You should go watch it. I'm not sure who it's by, but it's a YouTube documentary about Ebola.
Okay, so now you know these are the things, these people in Africa, right? Wait, they are very uneducated, so they don't know all these things how. So in order to create awareness and reduce the death rate, the mortality rate, so these people bring all these football players to give talk, to speak according to their languages that they are able to accept and understand, you see. So same thing. So how are these going to be related to your real life when you go out to work? It's the same thing. You know, when you are in Rome, you behave like Romans. When you're in this place, you do the same things. So this is a way to kind of accustom yourself to feel that, you know, all this knowledge that you use, you know when to use it at the right place, at the right time, and the way you speak to your presentation skill. So you are well informed, well maintained, and well disciplined, and well educated. Next, may I have last but not least, Hanling. Thank you, Gerald.
Individual sports programs may only reach one small community but have impacts that have the potential to reach an entire nation. Former South African president and anti-apartheid.
Apartheid, anti-apartheid, not anti again. You anti.
Sorry. Anti-apartheid
okay.
activist Nelson Mandela harnessed the power of sport during 1995 Rugby World Cup to reunite South Africa and the abolition of apartheid. Mandela's words at
apartheid. That means supremacy of the whites.
Mandela's words at the 2000 Laureus World Sports Awards highlight the transformative power of sport. Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire, the power to unite people in a way little else does.
Write down. If you want to use this code for your essay writing, write it down. Sport has the power to change. And it is true, if you watch the documentary or the movie of this 1995 Rugby World Cup, actually I don't really like rugby, but it was very touching. That because most of the time rugby is one of the best nation to play rugby. Do you know anyone can tell me which is the best nation to play rugby?
No, I don't know.
Gerald? No.
New Zealand.
Awesome. I was about to say near Australia. Yes, you're right. They are all the All Blacks rating. All Blacks. They call the All Blacks. When they play, they will do this.
Oh, wait, it's the what dance again? There's a name for the ritual.
Can you imagine the opponent? 你好了吗？可以开始打球了吗？你做这些小动作来做我吓我，我不我是。
It's called the haka.
Oh yeah, it's called the haka.
Yeah, haka. They do the war cry. So just like要去打仗，他们要把他们的 morale 弄很高的意思。This is their traditional rating. So then you tell me, so why should I do that? The same thing. Just like rating, next time your son want to go for an exam, what he's scared, then you get 不用紧，妈咪支持你，加油，不用怕，对吗？对不对啊？就是这种鼓励吗？记得吗？上次我们看那个叫then imagine your son will tell you, rating. You mean you expect me to do that in front of the teacher? No, right? Okay. So thank you so much for. I hope all these paragraphs give you the kind of ideas why sports is one way to get rid of poverty, to make every humans to eat a living. Can you write down rating EKE? Go and find this dictionary. 为了三餐而生存 EKE. Yesterday, my students still ask me, what is the meaning of EKE? It's a very powerful word. It will be given to you next week, Gerald, for this. Now look at this. I've done this and it's your job. Sorry, I didn't know you are here. This is last week. Every week I plan the lesson. So I did not put your name first, sorry. So for me, Uncle Raymond start first. I use sport, you see, I use sports for this. Sport in poverty in Brazil. So Pelé was one of the so-called, you know it's Pelé, okay, the legend, he just passed away last year, very sad. One of my favorite players.
2020, right?
Yeah.
Also, 22.
222, yeah, my cousin also, my cousin.
Bro.
So Pelé was also come, if you look at it, you see, Naco Van Borens, a psychiatrist by trade, came to Brazil in 1987, aiming to lift children away from poverty and organized crimes. Okay, to get rid of poverty and crime. That means 他们把小孩子做成那种 crime against, very sad. I hate to see that, seriously, very bad. Since founding the IBISS, okay, that's the organization, the Brazilian Institute for Innovations and Social Health Care about 20 years ago. It has helped over 4,000 children in 68 different favela communities that is in Brazil. So Van Burens, which is a Dutch person, is using football to change the cultures of violence through sports of football in this villas, which is the committee 就是他们的那个区okay, like village like that. While also directly increase school attendance and homicide, 就是很多小孩子就是自杀还是 stress commit suicide in certain areas. So in fact, with football, it lifts them out away from poverty. So because of that, they get rid of poverty. Why? They have a better future tomorrow for the future generation. So you see, I use this to link up my story as an essay. Through football, example, I give Brazil. And also the very famous football player, Pelé. In fact, Pelé has been donating a lot of money back to their countries and back to their hometown. And now with another example, psychiatrist, 心理学家, okay, who used this in 1987 and go back to Brazil. Now, Brazil has the largest Amazon jungle in the world.
Rainforest, sure.
Rainforest, no, actually, I call it jungle.
No, a jungle is a different thing. Because a jungle only expands from like the ocean level.
No.
What goes below the ocean level.
I wouldn't use Amazon as a forest.
Amazon is a rainforest. The Amazon system is a rainforest.
It's a rainforest, if in geography you're right. But Amazon is actually a big jungle, the only left jungle. And in fact, sadly to say, after the World Cup, the rainforest is already become deforestation. So that is the impact of sport also. So it doesn't mean sports must be good thing. Because when you deforest the rainforest, 就是那些 tribes 那些土人他们就没有无家可归了。They don't stay in HDB, they don't stay in condominium, right? You ask them to take condominium, 我看他连坐电梯都不会坐电梯。They'll make fire with woods and stone. You ask them to turn the switch, they don't know how to turn also. You see? So you see, 一种米养几万种人So this is, okay guys, if you want, you can take part rating. So this is a one. You cannot necessarily use football okay, of course. Guys, so Ha-Ling and Tian-Yu and Gerald, this is your homework. You can use basketball, swimming, you name it, Olympics, anything. But how the poverty? So give an example in which country, in which place. It need not necessarily be a country, okay? It can be a town, it can be a city. So your jobs, children, is to go and Google it and research. You need not have to write a full essay, but in this kind of point form. Why rating? Because everything must do DRAFT, draft. You must feel, if you feel to plan to feel. So you must come up a draft. Okay, a draft, something like that. So you realize this one is also help you in your other English paper. Okay, so a quick one. Maybe the three of you, can you tell me what you want to do? Or even you want to raise it? No pressure, okay? Please just your son is an
Yeah.
Very unique 很特别。哪一个安Can you type for me? 百家姓。
Anna, the safety one.
Wow. Very unique 很少人有这个姓对吗？我觉得很少人真的。Okay, guys, come. Give me a sports that you think can get rid of poverty. I'm going for my next meeting again. My boss just WhatsApp me to go for another meeting.
Sure, I will also put football, but I guess I can put like the Ronaldo story since he like when he was young, right? He was like begging from McDonald's for like there was a story saying like
yes.
like when he was young, right? He begged like the McDonald's girl to give him food, which they did. So I'm probably gonna use that.
Very good. So I will use Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, I'll use Ronaldo. Pretty sure Messi also have a sad one, I think. Pretty sure only.
You know, I don't like Argentina.
Shh. Yeah, I know you don't like Argentina, but you can't deny that
Messi,
some have sad past.
Yeah, it's true.
You can hate them, but like.
No. Yeah. I don't say I hate Argentina. I use the word dislike. I don't say hate. I don't
So,
like.
so dislike is just the one just right below hate, right? It's like, yeah, you're fine with it, but you rather not lah.
Yes.
Something like that.
When you use the word hate, it stands for have all thoughts evil. That's called HATE. So when you have all thoughts evil, that means you are thinking all the evilish things to destroy that particular subject, the particular person, the particular country already. Just like Hitler hate Jews. That's why he has all thoughts of evil to get rid of all the Jews. Just like Japanese. You see, Japanese until today, I think they still hate Chinese. So they will find all ways to get rid of us. 很奇怪啦，这种东西讲不完。
Wait, can I ask something? Hanling, HR.
Yeah.
Is Hitler Jewish?
No.
Not
He was
really.
Aryan German.
Okay. Because my friend said Hitler was actually Jewish, but I was like, then why the hell is he committing
No, your friend is not wrong, no? Your friend is not wrong because they are trying to, the historian are looking in their records to look at it. They are saying his stepfather or father or something like that is a part of the Jewish. Yes, you are not, your friend is not.
Then he probably like stepfather.
好像就是混种了。
But if stepfather, then I don't really think it's still considered, since like it's like, how do I say, your parents are the one that married together, so that's the way you inherit your race from. Your stepfather is like just another, like a side one. So I won't say you're fully Jewish.
Why would you say a side one?
Like it's not main, it's not like a main part of your body, like your
like
your race,
DNA.
your blood.
It's your DNA, okay? It's part of DNA. Okay.
Yeah.
Gerald, which one are you talking? So this one is about football also.
Let's play football.
And this one is in Portugal, right?
Yeah.
How about this Gerald and Hanling and rating? So yeah, Gerald.
Neymar.
Football.
I think football might be the most influential sport.
Yes.
Maybe basketball is like close behind. The others, I don't really see people talking about it. Maybe the other one, rugby. Maybe that also.
There are other stories from other sports, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, y'all can use Joseph Schooling for drug.
Yeah,
for the
you
drug.
can use Joseph Schooling also, yes.
For his drug abuse.
Okay, thank you. Hanling.
Wait, so Joseph Schooling is not doing.
I don't really like sports in general, but if I do say there's a sport that can like inspire, I'd say it's wushu. Like just any form of martial arts in general.
Hey, wushu, you're right, no? You know who now? Li Lianjie. You know who is Li Lianjie now? Wait,
I do not know who that is, unfortunately.
GGHL.
Oh my goodness.
Wushu and no.
So okay. Rating. This person you should confirm will know him one. He's also my cousin, Chen Long. You know who is Chen Long, right?
Oh yeah.
Seriously, rating, you don't know who is Chen Long? 你懂谁是周星驰吗? All my cousin, you see. This one you know. Oh my goodness. Rating was like, Uncle Raymond, you seriously? Okay, this is how I make my class funny. Okay, Chen Long is also come from a very poor family. True not? Last time, you look at the history, Li Lianjie, wushu, yes. Who you want to put wushu? You better find a name,
Yeah, I will.
Okay, do a research. Okay, thank you. So now you're done. Rating, what kind of sports you would like to do?
I have no idea.
Just a quick one, quick. It's okay.
What if I change my mind later?
It's okay.
Okay.
No worry.
Jet Li.
Jet Li lah,
Sure,
correct,
Jet
Jet
Li,
Li.
yeah.
Yes, Jet Li, Li Lianjie, 对.
Li Lianjie, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely did not forget his Chinese name.
Bruce Lee. Well done. It's true. Bruce Lee don't really come from a very poor family.
I don't consider.
I just say Bruce Lee because he punch. He fight.
Okay.
So he's cool.
Rating. Any ideas so far?
Still football.
Still football. Okay. So you see, out of the few of us, you realize that football is the ultimate sport that really has very strong impact, effects, and the most thing, the causes of it. Okay. So I would like the four of you to please do some research. So hopefully next week we can do some presentation like Uncle Raymond like that. Okay, so I will put this in the next slide. Of course, I add in more things and other than this one, because I'm going to do some other things for next week as well as all the magic words to be given to you. And we're going to use that. So don't worry, I'll hardly and tell you tomorrow we'll be giving you the new magic words. Okay.
Alright, I want to say something. I searched Google and apparently LeBron James actually have a set pass.
LeBron James is a basketball player, right?
Yeah, basketball.
Ah.
So that's like the not just football only. Yeah.
All right, well done.
Oh yeah, the Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal,
don't know
I
anything.
think.
Shaquille O'Neal,
Yeah,
yes.
Shaq. I think people just
And
call
then
him
there's
Shaq.
this Yao Ming, Yao Ming from China also. Is he also?
Yeah, Yao Ming. I'm not sure about Yao Ming, but I
so,
know the rest do actually have a pretty
So
set pass.
rating, now you understand. By doing this, I want to motivate my students to do reading up and research. You see, because honestly, your generation, I'm so sorry, will be playing games and all these things. How much time do you really spend your time reading books? So I would like this to make it become like, and become part and parcel, like reading the books and reading the notes, e-reading, to make it like, it's like very smooth sailing, not like forcing. So when you read, you realize that it's like, oh, it's part and parcel of my daily routine, not like forcing. So when you read, that means you are able to absorb better than to force reading. Sometimes we need to do force reading, but no choice because we need to prepare for examinations. But that is not every day like that. It's not good for health. So this is how I teach. Okay. So thank you. Let me